Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something that paralyzes so many incredibly talented people, and that's taking a new business online. Seriously, if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by the thought of building some massive website, designing the perfect logo, or writing an epic brand story, you are exactly in the right place. We're going to look at the fascinating psychology behind why simple clarity builds trust so much faster than a complicated visual setup. Let's just strip away the noise. Think about it. Can someone find you, understand what you do, and trust that you're real? I want you to put yourself right in the shoes of a first-time client who is evaluating a brand new business. When you're looking for a service online, you aren't looking to be dazzled by complex, flashy web design, right? You're literally just trying to figure out if this person can actually solve your problem. That simple question is the only hurdle your initial online presence needs to clear. So, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the split-second trust decision, the perfectionism trap, why clarity beats complexity, your digital business card, and finally, building a credible start. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the split-second trust decision. For this, I want you to strictly adopt the client's perspective. Imagine you've just clicked a link and landed on a web page for the very first time. Your brain is moving incredibly fast, engaging in a psychological process called thin-slice judgments. Look, clients absolutely do not conduct a deep analytical audit of your business model. It just doesn't happen. Instead, they take a tiny, thin slice of information, literally just seconds of scrolling, and ask, does this feel clear? Does it feel real? Trust is formed instantaneously based on highly limited data. And building right on that, we have processing fluency. This is a cognitive bias where information that's easy to process naturally feels more trustworthy to our brains. Why? Well, because a clear structure requires less cognitive load. If your web page uses simple words and gets straight to the point, you are literally engineering trust in the client's brain. A highly complex, visually stunning page that forces the user to think hard actually creates hesitation. Basically, easy to read equals safe to trust. Which brings us to a vital benchmark, 10. If a client lands on your page and can understand exactly what you do in 10 seconds or less, your online presence is working perfectly. 10 seconds. Not 10 minutes of reading your entire life story. Just 10 seconds to eliminate their confusion, because in the digital world, even a tiny hint of uncertainty leads directly to a lost client. Moving right along to Section 2, the perfectionism trap. So, if 10 seconds of clarity is all a client really wants, why do so many of us freeze up? We fall into what's called the founder's trap. We delay our launch for weeks, maybe spending 3 weeks obsessing over an expensive logo or custom hex codes while completely forgetting to add a simple contact page. But the client's reality is entirely different. They do not care about your branding color palette. They just want a clear description of the service and proof that a real, reachable human being is behind it. We overbuild because of evaluation anxiety. Saying "this is what I do" out loud to the world feels super vulnerable, so we engage in perfectionistic avoidance. We tell ourselves, oh, I'm just improving the quality before I launch. But here's the critical trap. Waiting until it looks professional enough completely cuts you off from the real-world feedback you desperately need to actually improve. Without visibility, you're just trapped in your own guesswork. Okay, on to Section 3, why clarity beats complexity. Listen, you don't need a massive bloated website to prove you're legitimate. You just need credibility signals. What are those? A clear description, a real person behind the business, consistent messaging, a basic structure. These simple elements dramatically increase your credibility because they signal absolute transparency. By providing just the facts, you show the new client you've got nothing to hide behind confusing jargon or flashy, distracting graphics. Let's look at Section 4, your digital business card. I love this analogy. Think of your online presence as a front door or a business card in digital form. A front door doesn't need to explain the architectural history of the house, right? It just needs to open easily and welcome someone inside. A business card doesn't contain a novel. It simply tells you who someone is and how to reach them. Reframing your website as just a simple open door takes away all that pressure of perfection. It's really just an inviting first impression conversation. And finally, Section 5, building a credible start. Here is your actual blueprint. The exact recipe for a perfectly clear, high-trust homepage. It's just 4 ingredients. First, a headline stating exactly what you do. Second, a short description of who it's for and the problem you solve. Third, the outcome, like what actually changes for the client. And fourth, a clear call to action.
If you have these 4 simple things, you have a fully functional online business presence.
Look at this wonderfully unpretentious example. I help busy professionals organize their tasks so they can feel in control of their day. You will leave with a clear plan and less stress. Message me to get started. Wow, notice how incredibly simple that is? There's no jargon, no trying to sound like a massive, faceless corporation. It's remarkably clear, and because of that, it commands instant trust.
Now, you absolutely must add the human element. Describe who you are, explain why you do this, and limit it to just 2 to 4 sentences. I know writing a founder bio can trigger some serious identity discomfort. It kind of feels awkward to claim a new role out loud. But people trust people. Saying, "I started this after experiencing the same challenges myself," builds a bridge of early trust that slick corporate anonymity simply cannot compete with.
So before you publish, run your draft through this final credibility checklist. Do you have a clear offer? Is the language simple? Is your real identity visible? Is there an easy contact method? Is the message consistent? Coherence matters so much more than polished design. If you can confidently check these 5 boxes, you are totally ready to launch and be visible.
And that brings us to a challenge straight from the source material. 72. You have exactly 72 hours from the moment this explainer ends to create and share your first simple online presence. Seriously, do not wait. Because without visibility, there's no feedback. And without feedback, you're operating entirely on guesswork. Build the front door. Hand out the digital business card. Let people see what you're working on.
I want to leave you with this final, really powerful thought. Clarity builds trust faster than perfection. So I have to ask you, as you build your business today, are you trying to impress people with how fancy you look, or are you actually brave enough to just be understood? Choose clarity, open the door, and let your future clients step inside. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.